a long time ago now, I stumbled across a book. This book was called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And contrary to the title, it's, to me, not really about not giving a fuck. The most important lesson that I learned from it was the idea that we have this concept, this idea surrounding motivation all muddled up. We commonly believe that we should feel motivated to take action that would then lead us to inspiration to continue to be motivated and continue to take action. But the issue with that is simple. What happens when there is a lack of motivation? What happens when there is nothing to motivate us and we don't feel motivated to do a task? The chain is broken. One can't rely on motivation in order to take action because motivation is fleeting. It's an emotion, it's a feeling. If you feel motivated, it's just simply energy and motion that isn't going to last forever. So the author of the book decided to change the cycle. And the change was very simple. It was, rather than wait for motivation, first take action. That action then leads to inspiration because you're inspired by the actions that you have previously taken, which then leads to motivation. Motivation is the last thing, the last link in the chain, the last part of the cycle. And that's something that I, in many ways, have struggled with at times since reading the book. But it has stuck with me. It really, really has stuck with me, I must admit. And whenever I have applied that idea in my life, it's always worked. Like, it's been guaranteed to work. The biggest thing for me and my biggest experience with that has been this channel. I decided that the day I got a new phone, I was going to start this channel. That was my, how would I put it? That was the contract in which I signed with myself to make it feel worthwhile, to make it feel valuable, to expend the amount of money that I spent on this phone. And on the second day, I started recording the audios. And the audios were arguably the most fearful part for me because I have so much I want to talk about. I have so much that I don't talk about. And I have so much that I do talk about. And that inherently comes with fear. Fear of opinions, fear of what people think, fear of what people are going to say about you, so on and so forth. However, in recent time, for those of you who have been around for a while will be familiar with the fact that in recent time I've been inconsistent with the audios in particular, with the quality of the footage and the videos themselves as a whole. And after receiving a comment today from somebody who's followed me for a very long time, who I'm very, very grateful for having around in this community, I was kind of reminded of the importance of taking action, no matter how you feel, no matter what day it is, no matter what the weather is like, no matter what equipment is broken. Action is required. We must act, always, 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 always. We cannot rely on emotions in order to feel a type of way, in order to be inspired to act or motivated to act. We must act. And the more we act, the more we train, the more we study, the more we learn that new skill, the more inspired we begin to feel we develop some momentum, right? So the more inspired we begin to feel to do that activity. And that feeling of inspiration lights us up. Like there's something intrinsic as a human being that comes with developing. And in many ways, that instinct to evolve is what carries us. But we've kind of trained ourselves to wait to be motivated. So just act, man. Just act. Let go of any fears that may come with the action that you are seeking to undertake. Let go of any expectations, most importantly, that you are holding on to surrounding what might happen if you do the action. Just let go, man. Let go. As for today's session, I've really enjoyed it. Where am I? Yeah, today. It was the first time bench pressing since I started working with my coach, and I must admit I was very excited to do that. As you guys, some of you will know, like I bench pressed 4 times a week for 6 weeks, and even though towards the end I started to get bored, I absolutely loved it. The bench press is my compound lift, I'll be honest, I'm a presser. I don't have natural leverages to be a presser, yet I believe due to the work that I put in when I was in my early teens, my body adapted and developed through puberty in a way that made it really, really enjoy pressing. So it was very nice to get back under the bench today. What else did I do? I worked hard. Today was a great session, I must admit. It was an unusually late one. I didn't leave the gym until 11, but it wasn't a half-assed, unusually late one like the ones I've been doing recently. I felt good. I felt energized, even though I hadn't eaten much today and I'd done a lot, still doing a lot of housework. I felt a fire today. I was working hard, and I really enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed that. I'm currently being quite disciplined and going to a different gym just for a change of environment. I felt like my environment was getting stale and it was not helping me mentally. So it's been nice to escape from that. It's been nice to free myself of that. And today proved to myself, I was able to prove to myself that is the right thing to do, I guess you could say. Because that was some good work, man. That was some good work. When the chips were against me, that was some good work. But yeah, anyway, I won't keep you any longer. This has been a fairly long one relative to what we've been doing recently. And whilst I didn't articulate my point as well as I would have liked to, I was inspired to make the point. I've been taking action recently. I've gathered momentum with these audios. I've been prioritizing them again, making sure I get them done when they should be done. And that led me to be inspired to talk about that. That in combination with receiving that comment from a faithful follower who has his own channel as well. Check out my comments, he's always in there. But yeah, thank you. If you made it this far, thank you. I rambled on a little bit, but I shall see you tomorrow.